All right, so we go from La Setenta to the cable carts to Picacho to all that. So eventually we make our way out to Poblado, which we are in right now. And Poblado has a very popular place to visit, which is named Parque Lleras. And Parque Lleras, much like La Setenta, filled with bars, restaurants, hotels. But the difference is with La Setenta, it's just a long strip.
Yeah.
With Parque Lleras, it's broken up.
Right.
Also,
It's throughout the whole barrio, basically.
yeah, and then you have the other zone, which is Provincia, which is a town or zone that was made even more popular by Carol G because
Right.
she even did a song about it earlier this year.
Yep.
And so Parque Lleras, I bring them out there, and unfortunately, right now it's under construction, the actual park area, but that don't matter because everybody's out and about,
Yeah, for sure.
and it's business as usual.
Yep.
Right?
For sure. That place was packed. It's packed right now, probably. But it's definitely a different scene than La Setenta. La Setenta is like we were saying, is very local. Sort of younger, I would say, with the locals. But Parque Lleras is like a good mix of everything. There's locals. There's a ton of tourists. There's different types of bars. There's hookah bars. There's like sports bars, little dive bars. There's clubs.
Puerto Rican spot.
There's a Puerto Rican spot. That's right. It doesn't sell food though, which is disappointing.
Don't sell food. Sell drinks though.
Good drinks.
That's the most important part.
Very, very nice looking bar though too. Big flag on the ceiling. But yeah, Parque Lleras is so not just a party scene though. So the whole Poblado, the way that's set up, the first night when we went down and we almost fell down this hill over here, very steep hill.
You did,
Raining.
not me. You did.
We'll talk about that. But going that way, and we walked through like these trails that go through like again this like park system almost, where there's just trees everywhere, and you're crossing over the river and walking along it and going behind the bars and through the restaurants, not through literally, but like you kind of cut through different areas and all that. It's this area quickly became a favorite of mine for sure. Just the whole setup, the way it looks, the vibe out here it definitely is one of my favorite spots on the planet.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I would have to agree with you on that. Another thing too is very friendly out here.
Oh yeah, anybody's willing to help you out here if you know what I mean. Even when I was in the metro, I got turned around a little bit and I just asked someone, you know what I mean, and they were right away, without any attitude, nothing, you know what I mean. Very helpful, very nice. It's definitely the vibe with the way people are, like how helpful and how much hospitality they have here is great. It's great. People always have this misconception with a lot of places, right? And Colombia is one of them, unfortunately, right? When you come here, you're not, all those misconceptions are pretty much thrown out the window. There are things that you'll see that kind of ride with what people talk about, and Parque Lleras is one of them. There's a lot of different things going on over there. But it's not a place where people should, be scared to go to or think twice about going to, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, and I don't know if I should do that. It's like, no, not at all. When you get here, you right away, the people are extremely helpful, extremely friendly, genuine. There's not like, I haven't felt like someone has like double standards or trying to do anything sketchy or anything like that. Hospitality here has been tremendous.
Yeah, no, definitely. And at the end of the day, it's all in how you carry yourself. As long as you are
100%.
respectful, as long as you roam around this city in a classy manner, and I mean that in a way of you're not showing off and you're not trying to give the mood or the vibe that you are better than. Just dress clean, dress appropriate,
respectful.
That
is the number one thing when you go anywhere. Be respectful. You know what I mean? That you have to remember that people, you're on vacation, but people still live here.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And if you're respectful anywhere, especially in a place where they're already nice and they're already willing to help you, and they like to, go out of their way to make like the country basically in the paisa, everybody, right? They want you to know how great they are or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they go out of their way to do that.
Yep.
You know?
Again, that's it. Just goes back to just blending in and just be you. Don't feel like you have to be a show off, and don't feel like you have to stand out because you don't. Because at the end of the day, everyone's here to have a good time. Everybody is, whether they're on vacation or whether they are on an extended stay, right?
Right.
It's a place where you can come and have fun and create moments and memories.
For sure.
All right, and you may or may not be able to hear it, but we got a rainy night here. We got a rainy night on our hands. We got the balcony off to our left, and right, the rain is coming down.
Yep, it's pouring.
The rain is coming down, and out here in Medellin, it's a city that is referred to as the city of eternal spring. And the reason why it has that name is because, as we covered earlier, all the flowers and plants, the greenery,
Right. Yep.
all over the city,
Very lush city.
big time. But also the rain. You have rain pretty much year round. You have rain. Right now it's November. Whether we're in November, whether we're in March, whether we're in June, you're gonna have rain. But that's what keeps the city as what it's been dubbed, the city of eternal spring. So I mean, Miguel, like during your stay out here, you've been seeing some rainy nights.
Yeah,
Seeing some rainy nights.
You have to remember it's still tropical, right? We're high in the mountains, but it's still tropical, so it's gonna rain. But the weather here is almost perfect, right? I don't mind the rain. There's a lot of people that like the rain.
No, I don't
It's
mind
not
either.
like it's raining all day long,
Too much.
right? It's not raining all day long. Even if you get more than just this night downpour that we've been seeing, if it rains during the day, it's like a quick drizzle or something. It's not widespread, but like the temperature here is perfect. You're going from 60 to 80 degrees in between those two almost every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on if the sun's all the way out, it might not be that hot. It got hot that one day, right? It was hot this morning. It was really hot, and we went over to Comuna 13, towards there, another area which we're going to talk about in a second.
Yes, sir.
And right away, it was like completely cooled off. Perfect, absolutely beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. So yeah, this city rains, but it's absolutely gorgeous when it comes to talking about weather, and like we said, the greenery and the lushness and all that, because that obviously plays a role.
Big time, big time. Yeah, and we get to Comuna 13 now. And Comuna 13, it's a place that it's filled with beautiful, graffiti art. Graffiti art almost everywhere you look. And it's a place that's filled with music performers. It's a place that it really holds that family and that feeling of community. When you go into somewhere to have a bite to eat or to have a drink, it's a family-owned business.
Yeah, they're all mom and pop stores.
Yeah, not only a family-owned business, but these are people's homes,
Literally,
homes and business,
literally, yeah,
combined into one.
Yeah,
and you said it. You said it best. Where the place that we were at, we were having our food. You said it. Something to the effect of a abuela, a grandmother, is in the kitchen cooking up that food. And
right.
What better person to be having your food prepared by?
Dude, right, listen.
The abuelas, man, they know how to chef it up. They know how to,
Comuna 13 is dope. That's probably my favorite place now in Medellin already. It gives me two things. So like, I grew up hanging around the North End my entire life, right? And back in the day in the North End of Boston, right, it was still there was still a lot of Italians. You had that nice neighborhood feel. It was a very small neighborhood. Everybody kind of just did what they needed to do within the neighborhood. You know what I mean? And you had the tourism come in at the same time, and there's places in Puerto Rico that are similar. And Puerto Rico's great because it's very if you are out in the neighborhoods in Puerto Rico, they're very welcoming, right? And I got that. We felt that in Comuna 13. They're very welcoming. It's mom and pop stuff. This was a very poor neighborhood that is still a very poor neighborhood, but they're thriving a lot more now because
a long way.
The country has done things for them that has set them up to be sort of well, not even sort of. It's a tourist attraction, right? And there's always positives and negatives there, but it's still like a very intimate neighborhood, right? And like you said, we found the restaurant. It was literally Abuela cooking. We sat right on their stoop, basically, had a few tables out there. Best meal I had while I was out here, right? And then you go the bars that are there are like the top floor of somebody's house. There's lookouts where they're like somebody's balcony and stuff like that you can go up on. The graffiti that's spread out through the neighborhood that makes it famous is on these people's houses and on the structures that go around the neighborhood and everything like that. And it gives you that like at home intimate feeling, especially when you're sitting in Abuela's kitchen. I mean, come on, you can't get any better than that.
Big time. And it's a place that it's a dark past. It has a dark past, but again, keyword past.
Right. And that's why I said, you got places like, some of the favelas in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, La Perla in San Juan, Puerto Rico. These places have dark pasts. Mm-hmm. They have a stigma against them. They're very poor. They were once extremely run down. And for them to have a turnaround is great for the people in the community. It's just as long as it's done correctly, because sometimes you run into the gentrification of the neighborhood, and that's not a good thing.
And even there was a little spot that we hit up where we went to get some coconut ice creams. Well,
yes.
Out here they refer to it as crema.
Crema, yeah. It's like an ice cream, but it's made with real fruit. You get the fruit inside. It's fruit, water, it's frozen. So it's sort of, most of the time, it's like a mix between like an ice cream and a slush. Mm. You know what I mean? But it's like real fruit and everything in there.
Homemade.
And it's homemade. All right, so we go down the escalators and we come across what is literally the front of somebody's house, right? And you got two sides of it. You went in to the right, which looked like a little bar. They had some sodas and stuff like that.
Yep.
Asked the guy, hey, you got the cremas? And he said, next door. And we knocked, buena, anybody home? And we ate at Abuela's kitchen up higher up in the comuna.
That we did.
And we found Abuelo who makes the cremas. Because Abuelo came strolling out of his kitchen
with who?
With his dog. Bull Terrier mix, I think, was what it looked like.
Beautiful dog.
Beautiful dog, very friendly.
Yeah.
And he comes up and asks what flavors we wanted, gave us the flavors. He had about 4 flavors, and we both went with cocoa, which is always a good decision.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And I'll tell you right now, from my experience from eating these things over the years, my entire life, that was very good. I don't know if it's him actually making it, but they were very, very good.
Oh, delicious. Yeah. And then, we're sitting out there in the front. And as you said, he comes up to the door.
Right.
He's got his dog. You see the parrot.
Yeah.
A couple parrots, a couple birds in the cage.
There was a bunch of parakeets in one cage, and there was a parrot in the other cage. The dog was rubbing himself on the door, trying to get us to say hi to him. There was a cat on the other side at the bar.
And it's funny because I even said it in that moment. I said, hey, we're in the middle, of a mini animal kingdom.
Yeah.
From the dog to the parrots to the cats.
Abuelo had it all. So we touched on how the neighborhood is, right? We didn't touch upon how it looks, really, right? Yeah, I mean, the graffiti, it's very compact. It looks, if anybody's seen the favelas in TV or whatever, it's like that. It goes up the mountain. The houses are all right next to each other. There's little walkways that connect and go through so people can walk through the neighborhood, get to their house, because it's just literally like, it feels like you're walking through people's houses to go to the rest of the neighborhood almost, There are some bigger areas where it looks like a street, and there's literally people flying down with scooters and motorcycles. There was even ATVs. There was even a backhoe that was going down, beeping at everybody, trying to get out of there.
And it's to the point where you gotta, tuck in your feet, because if you don't,
it's as you said,
you're gonna have your feet run over.
It's tight, right? It was tight up there.
It's tight.
But it that plays a huge role in that intimacy, right? Because you're literally walking through people's houses almost. When you're walking through these walkways and going up and down these stairs, if you really look around, people have plants on their windows. The windows open. You can see inside their house. They have for me, it's familiar, but you have these open areas of your house where you might have your washer and dryer, and it's just right there. You're walking by, people's clothes lines are right there. You're seeing people's bloomers as you're walking through the alleyways. You know what I mean? And it plays a part of it. And then you turn around and you're seeing half of the valley. Of Medellin.
You're seeing
the rest of the neighborhood.
You're seeing all the neighborhoods that are spread out. You're seeing something that you pointed out too is a massive cell tower there.
Yeah, that which is you can tell is new, but like I said, this is a neighborhood that was run down, very poor. Now the neighborhood has the bus system connects them to a station that's not that far, so it's easily accessible for tourists. They have these escalators, which is one of a kind in the world. The escalators are outside. Think of a mall that has 4 floors, but this is a mountain that goes up, and the escalators literally bring you up and down, so you don't have to walk 3,000 steps or whatever it was back in the day. Can you imagine how these people lived before all this stuff?
Oh yeah, that's tough.
And they got the cell tower there. The cell tower, having a cell tower in your neighborhood is a little up for debate on whether it's healthy or not. But the town also has free Wi-Fi. Right, the neighborhood. The neighborhood is free Wi-Fi.
I'm sure there ain't too many people complaining about that.
Right, you know what I mean?
Whether it's healthy or not.
The people in that neighborhood are obviously taking advantage of the tourism, which is good for them. And you can see there's a lot of construction going on. We've seen some guys working on an upper level of a house. You know what I mean? And there's some other spots that we saw. You could tell they're setting their second level or the front of their actual house up to be a business or add to it. And you could see that throughout the neighborhood, which was pretty dope.
Oh yeah, a lot of interesting sights and sounds going on out there, and
the views, man.
The views. Oh yeah,
the views are good.
The views are spectacular, and being out, in Comuna 13, you have the views all over across.
Right.
The arena. You again the mix of the neighborhoods. You can see the soccer stadium. You can see the Coltejer building.
The best thing is you can see the valley.
Yeah,
the valley is a very wide valley, and these neighborhoods literally just go up, and it's very unique. It's a very beautiful thing.
Yeah, and again, we weren't able to get to that top point in Picacho,
right? The Mirador,
but Comuna 13, it made up for it 10 times over.
For sure, we were able to see how beautiful the city is.
Yeah,
and this city has every single thing about the city is beautiful, every single thing. And it's the way that the city is set up. It's in a valley, which we can probably add it here. It has a name. It was an Indian name, and it literally means like the painting. Because the valley, if you look, that entire valley is it's picture perfect, right? And the way they built everything is beautiful. The valley itself is beautiful. The women are beautiful. The rain is beautiful. The trees are beautiful. You gave me a hard time of stopping because I wanted to record the river running through the city. That's beautiful, right? Every single thing about this city is just absolute.
Yeah, and it sounds cliche.
The food, not only does it taste good, it looks good.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And it sounds cliche, but that's exactly what it is.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful all over. You covered it all. You covered it all from A to Z. It's beautiful, and I would be remiss to not make mention of the women out here.
Hey, I said it. Women are beautiful.
The women
and the people are beautiful here. It's not just the women. The people here are beautiful in every single way, right? Personalities, how generous they are, how nice and helpful they are. Inside and out, through and through. The people here are beautiful. No doubt about that.
Oh, big time. But I feel like the women, they're more on that higher level.
Listen, we all know.
Well, because and you're somebody who you're big. You are very big on your history.
Very.
And the women, they have all types of mixes to them, don't they?
So especially in Medellin, this is one of the most diverse places I've ever seen. All right, and I know everybody's Colombian, right? But you have all kinds of shades of people here.
And he hit me to this big time. Once again, this guy is big on his history. And I'm not just saying this. It's true fact.
I have a history degree. All right,
history degree.
But
anyways,
so the city is very diverse. There's a lot of people with a lot of European background, a lot of people with Native American background, and then you have some African background. If you want to be specific, the European mix that's here is very unique compared to the rest of Colombia, which you probably didn't know, in the rest of South America. Of course, Spaniards came here, but pretty much the vast majority of the Spaniards that came here were only from one small province. And we can look up the names and throw it on there, just like the name of the valley. I can't think of it at the moment. But and then with that small province in Spain, there's also the people that they're called Basque, and they're from a part of Spain and France.
I didn't know that.
Like Medellin, is in a valley that's been sort of nestled away from the rest of the Europeans. Basque people speak a language that is not related to any of the Latin-based languages in Europe. They are considered probably the oldest European person in the entirety of Europe. Medellin has the most Basque descendants or whatever, like DNA, outside of the Basque area in Spain, in France. So, I have Basque DNA from in Puerto Rico. We have a little bit, but the vast majority of them came here to Medellin. And that mixed in with the Native Americans that they've had. Medellin doesn't have a huge African population. It's not like Barranquilla or Cartagena or some of these places. More Caribbean area, you know what I mean? There is, though, but it's not as big. But the mix here is all that stuff is created that paisa, right? And you know, but you can see it when you're just out in the city. The shades of color of everybody, different hair, different looks, different eye color. You know what I mean? And not only that, Medellin the city's huge now, and there have a lot of immigration from Ecuador, from Venezuela, even from Brazil. You have Panamanians that are here. You have a lot of Puerto Ricans that are here, not just Nicky Jam and the rest of the reggaetoneros, but there are Puerto Ricans that live here.
It's a huge mix.
It's a huge mix. You got Peruvians that live here. It's you have to remember, like I said earlier, this city is like a New York. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge city. There's a lot of opportunity for people.
There's even people out here who call it Medi-York.
Right.
There's people out here who are calling it Medi-York because it resembles New York. You know, and just in all those factors and elements that you mentioned.
It does. And when you read about it, the city has grown tremendously.
Big time.
You know, since like the industrial age. But you know, there's a lot of immigration here from around South and Central America, and you know, it just adds to the already diverse population that's here, and adds to the already beautiful women, people, and just the beauty of the entire city itself.
Ooh. Yeah, well put. I mean, hey, Miguel, I might say that was phenomenal. Phenomenal, man.
Appreciate that.
All right, now, everybody, as we present to you this checked-in sessions here in Medellin, Colombia, in Poblado. The place that the checked-in sessions being presented to you from is the Ayomonto building, right?
Yep.
I'm saying it right. Ayomonto building. And it's an Airbnb. And this place that we stayed at for a couple nights, it's out of this world.
This place is nice.
Everything that you want from A to Z. As soon as you walk in through the door, I mean, you can see the
nice touch.
Yeah, the pictures, and the paintings,
little cultural touch there
on the wall.
Very nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. They have the kitchen section,
full kitchen, cooking supplies, everything you need,
all that. Yeah, if you want to, save a little coin,
right?
They got the balcony.
Balcony's nice.
Right here in the other bedroom, they got another balcony.
Mm-hmm.
2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms. This is and it's a place that is only what is it, about 10-15 minutes walking from Parque Lleras.
Yeah.
So it's not far at all from Parque Lleras.
It's good because it's not directly in the Parque Lleras area where the clubs are and all the noise and everything like that. It's just outside. It's a big city, so it's still loud, but it's not as if you would be right in the middle of the whole action. You know what I mean? So you can't really hear what's going on over there, but we're still close enough where you just take a quick walk, a few blocks, and you're into the madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place is set up nice. They have washing machine is always good.
Washing machine,
right?
They wash clothes.
Yeah, I mean they got it's run by like a security thing. They got the little lobby down there or whatever.
Yeah, and as soon as you come in, the gentleman at the front desk, so friendly.
Oh yeah,
so welcoming. If you have any questions or concerns, they will immediately
Yeah. So that
give you a response, right?
Yeah, they
and give
quick
you,
response.
and kind of clear the smoke in the air.
Right. Not only that, this building itself is nice.
Mm-hmm.
This neighborhood,
oh, it's amazing,
is very nice. There's trees everywhere. There's a fountain just outside of the door here. Where you come in and out. But this place is very nice. It's got everything you need, especially if you had like a longer stay. Netflix, internet, Wi-Fi.
yeah. Man,
that's important. If I didn't have Wi-Fi, I have no service here.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. If you don't have free roaming and you don't have Claro, which is the main thing over here.
The Wi-Fi and the internet is more than fast and reliable,
works
right?
Very well, yep.
And it's something that you have depended on.
Have had to depend on it. And not just that, we can go back to even the metro. So their metro system has free Wi-Fi. Comuna 13 had free Wi-Fi. Parcalleras, there is Wi-Fi, but I don't think it works because it shows up. But I think they're in the process of doing that because it's under construction. So.
Okay.
But I was getting Wi-Fi. Oh, another thing with the hospitality. If you go into a restaurant or any of these places that have Wi-Fi, almost every single place we've gone into, I've asked for the Wi-Fi password, and they take your phone and they put it in for you, and they, there you go.
Oh yeah, but no.
It's the only way I've had the phone.
Oh no, big time. Yeah, and that's again, that's something that if your service, if it's something that's not included in whatever type of plan that you have, you can come out here and you can fall into any place, not just Airbnb, but you can fall into any business or establishment, and they will have Wi-Fi. That's more than reliable, and it can make your stay a lot more peaceful and a lot more stress free.
Right. So take something out of this. If you're going to take something out of it, Medellin is not part of a third world country as some people may think. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia is a very developed country, and Medellin is an extremely modern city. FYI.
Oh yeah. Big time. And ladies and gentlemen, with all of that being said, I just want to give Miguel here a moment to leave you all with his closing thoughts. Because again, this is his first time out here. His first time in Medellin, Colombia, in South America. And I want to leave Miguel here with what this trip was. Although, be it short, I just want to give him a moment to let you all know how this trip was for him. And I'm going to let him take it away.
So for me, like you said, it's the first time that I've been down this way. So South America is a big, area on my bucket list, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a number of places. And to be honest, Medellin probably was not at the top of that list.
Wow.
Maybe close, but not at the top. I didn't really know so much about the city, besides certain things that you hear, right? I didn't realize how modern and how beautiful the city was, how huge it is, right? Mm-hmm. This trip for me was great because it was like a good first step into South America, right? That first door that opened up, very good first step,
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge city. It's very beautiful. There's a bunch of other cities that are bigger than Medellin, much bigger, like Sao Paulo, right? Bogota is even bigger.
Yeah, Bogota.
You know what I mean? And those are places that are on my bucket list. But this was definitely to step foot in South America the first time. This was a perfect place to step my foot into, right? And not only that, this was a good recharge for me, something I've needed, right? And like you said, short, but I mean, not that short, enough time for me to kind of let loose and definitely let loose on that first night in Parcalleras, but that's for maybe a X-rated.
Well,
another type of interview.
More than anything, a overall rest, relaxation.
Definitely, I've had a touch or a little bit of everything, right? I've been able to just kind of hang around in here and just shut down. We've had the whole adventures on the train,
and we had the World Cup. You're a big soccer fan.
I've been watching the World Cup's on here. Obviously, this is Colombia, so the first game was Ecuador, and there's a lot of Ecuadorians that live here. They're neighbors, and
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone was rooting for Ecuador, and that game was literally everywhere. We were eating breakfast, watching the game. It was on early.
Yeah.
As we went on our day, you could hear the game on. You know what I mean? So it's not like you would have missed it anyways.
Oh, yeah, not at all. Not at all.
But this was a great trip. It definitely made a mark on me, and I plan on returning as soon as possible.
Ooh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There you have it. I'm John the Torres. This is my good friend Miguel Acevedo. We did it all. Well, not all, but most of it here in Medellin, Colombia. And until next time, signing out.
Peace.
Take care. Thank you for watching.